Hi dear users, in the follow-up to the topics on the project courses, now we get to the next project called Signing Fitness Pal. And in fact, I have prepared this project in two forms. A part of it is for the final result. And in this project, as you see, we have prepared a wireframe along with a third system, and finally the sizes that have been mentioned and analyzed here. And in this project there are some sections that are going to be designed. Now here the sign section has been activated. We are going to activate the sign up simultaneously and add to animations and other effects to make the three projects simultaneously. And as you see right now on the grading section that you see here, the project is presented as a wireframe with a low quality that contains different sections. We have the sign in and sign up sections, the logo that is for the software, and here in fact we have the operators for entering the admin panel account. By using the sign button, we are going to enter our user account space, but we are going to take care of two parts of the project. One of them is the sign in, where you are going to see the items that you have, and the other is the sign up. But there are some changes in the sign in. For instance, imagine the email address section. Here we are going to, if the user didn't enter an item here, by hitting the sign in button, the user is going to get a message such as email address or password is not valid, such a message. And we are going to make things more exciting here. We are going to design the forget password page, and finally the sign up section that is contained in this application. If you agree, we start the job. I copy the first page, as was the case with all the other projects, so that I can take care of the job. Very well. All the elements that are here are deleted so that we can start designing everything. But I need to mention this fact that we aren't going to have something completely identical, because if we were to have something identical, we would just copy this and then make some adjustments. Now we are going to have some differences in coloring and other items. Okay, so what we do here is to design a frame. I make a copy, I set it here. Is like this. The frame that we have drawn here has no borders, but it has the shadow. The shadow is gray with the alpha of 8% and the color code of 620, the hexadecimal color code, and along with it we are going to contain the X position and Y position, the number 15 and 30, and the blur would be set at 80. If we set it at 0, this would be the shadow that would be set here. We will be able to have this item with number 80. Okay, now the sign in and sign up sections are going to be designed. In order to speed it up, we can copy and paste them. We don't need to design all the items. Here, imagine we have designed the sign in. And now we are going to design the sign up. We already have sign in, and now we are going to design the sign up. So what we do is to zoom in a bit. The color code is added to this panel. This color code as well. And here I give the blue color to it and to the sign up. The gray color. If you have paid attention, here we have two lines. If I get one of these lines, we can set them up here. So this line belongs to this, and this line belongs to this, but there's a difference. When this is disabled or deactivated, this one should be deactivated as well. This one in the same manner. So here the sign in has been activated. We want to have the sign up here. Very well. In the sign up, we would surely have different items, that is up to this part. They are identical, and from here onward we would have different designings. We have already talked about how this part is designed, and if you pay attention, you will notice. Let me get this. As you see, it contains a few options. That is, we have this item on the one hand, and on the other hand we have the beginning of the work. That is, we have a part as the background, and there is another section for this part, so we won't be needing it really. Of course, in order to make things more exciting, it has designed another layer on this card UI, so that the arrange section is not back forward or send to back. It has been designed so that it gets this item. So I make a copy from this. We have already noticed how it is designed in the former projects. Using the tool pane, you can design such an item. Okay, here I set this here, and this one is set here like that. Now let me set this here exactly. In order to make the design more exciting, I zoom in a bit. There is some space here. I delete the space. And finally, I set it at the center. Of course, we need to set the center here. Okay, now let me check this out. I return this back here like this. The number that we have was 119. Now let me set it at 119, exactly the center I had on my mind. So for some of the items, I am going to use this section. Now I make a copy from this, but the item that I have set here, now there are going to be some changes applied on it. I zoom in a bit so that very well. This one, let me set it at 119. Here I hit Ctrl Z and make things difficult. Ctrl C. Okay, here Ctrl V. And here we are going to apply some changes. Okay, this section is not necessary. Here I change sign in to sign up. And now here we have some items. Let me delete these because I won't be needing them. Okay, here we have username, in fact full family username, email, password. Here we are going to have this as our sign up. So this item needs to be increased in size, that is be set here. Let me do it differently. Let's increase the size. Okay, now I use this and this one, copy and paste them like this. We need to apply some changes here. Here, and the sign in button that we have here is moved down. Here, and it is changed to sign up like this. And now the color is changed as well. I change the color to, in fact, I am going to set it at this color code. Okay, as I said, I don't want something completely identical. We want to apply some changes here. Very well. I set the sign up here. And as we said before, this needs to be set over here. Full name. Here the user enters the full name, email address, and the password is going to be added here. Set the password here. The items on the inside, we have not included them. Okay, let's see, this is the full name, and this one exactly set over here. I get these items one by one, and I set them here. I make a copy from full name again, set it over here, and name it username. And now we apply some changes here after all, exactly here with this size, and the password, I set it over here with the space that we need. Okay, very well, that's up to here. Of course, let me apply some alignment here to see how this alignment needs to be applied. Okay, let me, based on this item, let me set it over here. I hit Ctrl Z and get back a bit, and I set it over here. Okay, now that's up to here. I move the sign up button a bit so that we can get exactly what we want here. And finally, the items that we have here need to be moved down a bit. Okay, I guess up to here it must be enough based on the space that we have up there. Very well. Very well. We get on with the rest of the work. Here we have designed the sign up page, and I have set up the certain coloring I had on my mind. And now I delete these items one by one except for this icon. The rest of these items would be unnecessary and need to be deleted. One point regarding the input that you see over here. The fill section or the background color of this input uses this coloring, and there is a border here. This border is set here like that. There is nothing special. Very well. That's up to here. And now what we do is to apply the changes that I had on my mind. I set this here, and like this. Very well. The forget password section is next. For forget password, I copy the artboard that we have here and set it here. I say forget password. And in the forget password, we are going to ask for email password. We don't want anything else. So here I delete these, username and this one. And finally, the email address that we have here. Of course, we can reduce the size like this. Move it here or not. Let me see. Here is changed to here. Here. And this one in the same fashion is moved here. And now this one is exactly set at the center. Set at the center. Okay. As you see, this is exactly what I want, and this is the forgot page. We can have some change of color in the forgot or this one, so that we would have included all the items necessary. Okay, so here instead of sign up, I need to write reset password or send new password. we can have this included here. Very well. And in the email address section, the user enters his email password, and by hitting the send new password, he can have his own items. I set the back button here. As you see here, we have the sign up. I add sign in as well, because of course we are going to design the sign in differently. I make a copy out of this, in fact set it here. I reduce the size to here, and from this one I make a copy, set it here. I say, for instance, here, I say web, I have account, I have an account. So here we set it on this item, and here I say sign in. Like that. That is, I have the user account. One point that we forgot here is the logo section. That is here. I copy it. This is an icon. That is, you can get this icon from wherever you like. Finally, you can get it and take care of the designing. Very well. I set the blue color to make things more exciting. Very well. And here we can have this item. Here, in fact, I can set it over here. And using this, I can apply some changes. Exactly here. To make things more exciting. But now, let's go back. And here in the forgot password, we need to include such an item to be able to return to the page, the main page of the project. That is, here I say return to the main, for instance home, return home. When we hit return to home, because there is no home here, I design a page as the splash page, so that would act as our home page. I make a copy from it, set it here, and I delete the items that I don't need. In fact, I don't want this entirely. This one as well. The items for sign in and sign up are deleted one by one, and now this one will be used as the home page, albeit with some changes. These changes in here we can, for instance, leave it unchanged, leave it here, And instead of that, I copied the sign in here and set it over here. In fact, I set it at the center like this. Welcome to a sport. Log in. And we need to be careful to set the font. Okay, 60 is too much. I set it at 40. Okay, and here I set it here. I change the fonts one by one. Here. Because I am going to use the exact same font that I have on my mind. Pro, like this. I save this. And here I enter this page and I apply the same changes on this page. Like this. And the forget password page. This is moved here very well. So up to here we have designed the pages of the project. And now we get to the transactions that we need. So at first we analyze the first page. Here I copy this. Or I can let me design it differently on this item that we have here compared to the prototype. Prototype is set on this page, the sign-in page, but I need to delete these items here one by one. I don't need them. Here I delete them. Because I don't need them. Okay, why don't they get deleted? What is the reason? What is the reason? Okay, quite simply, just these items. Let me see how it is. Here I delete them. This one is returned back here. Very well. Of course, we could have the sign in with Google here, and I guess if we include it, it is much better. So here I am going to copy this, set it over here, but instead of the logo that we have here, I am going to set it over here. I increase the size. I guess it is enough. Yeah. And this one, I cut this from here and set it on the page like this. And this one is set exactly here, and finally this button is deleted. This one is changed to here. Very well, this button that I deleted, I am going to replace it with this one. Very well, and the items that we have here, we don't need them anymore. The same items with a bit of differences. Okay, very well. Okay, so finally I do the transactions by clicking on this item. I want it to go to this page. So here I delete this. On this item, I want to click and set the transaction on the auto animate. In case this button is clicked, this page is going to come up. Okay. And here we need a back. I copied the return home that we have here and paste it here. I zoom in to see how it is. Good. Very well, I set my artboard on this page with the auto animate. That's up to here. We have forget password, 2 items. If I set this here, I would need to go back here and hit the return on this page. We have a forget password here as well. So I need to join it to this page. And now we get to this sign up section. I move the sign up to this page and the sign in is moved to the former page. This button is moved here. Okay, now we need to check the design and see how the work looks. Very well. Here we have this page. Sign up. Sign in with Google, return to home, forget password, and finally this page. Okay, up to here we noticed how we can include these items. We don't have much more left to do. The only thing we need to take care of, imagine by hitting the sign in button, we are going to show the error message to the user that says you have not entered any input to perform the signing operations. So on this page I click on design to get back to work, and here we need to design a message page Okay, I am going to change this like that. I make a copy from this like that. And here there are some differences. The difference is, for instance, we want to blur the page and have the error message shown to us from here. I am going to set this like that. I don't want it to have a border, and I use the background blur, but I set it at 0, and here I can set the amount at 30. I make a copy from the frame that we have here and paste it there. I reduce the size and like this, center of image. I increase the shadow. We can even do away with the shadow. Yeah, it is better to do away with it, but the background that we set here, we can give it this color, or we can use its internal elements for this topic. So what I do here is to make a copy from this sign in here and paste it. And now I zoom in on the page, the item that I have here. Okay, I say sign in. Now, if we want to emphasize the email or password, here we have email and password. So here I say wrong info. And here we change this to bold, and the color that I want is set up like this, and this one is set exactly here. I make a copy from this. I write email address or password is not true. Okay, now we increase the font of the wrong, set it at 30 like this. Here we can add a shadow to it with this color. Like this. The email address or password is not true. And finally, the return to home that we had before. From here, I set an example on this page. Very well, and now I set up the prototype section here, and in case, check out the sign in. We say if the user did not enter, then this needs to happen. So finally, again, I play to see how it works. Okay, here I forget password, return sign in, return, and here. Very well. And finally the sign in pages. Okay, that's up to here. Very well. I hope you have been able to pick up the useful information in this session. Until the next, goodbye.